consonant suffixes are word parts. A suffix is a part of a word that is added to a base word that starts with a consonant. So any letter that is not a vowel is a consonant. Any suffix that starts with a consonant is a consonant suffix. And you're going to love this, especially after learning about vowel suffixes and all of the things that you have to know to add a vowel suffix at the end of the word. Get this, if you're adding a consonant suffix, you just add it on. You just tap it on over. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to double anything, drop anything, change anything. You don't even have to look at anything. You just slide that little suffix on over and bam, it's going to fit right onto the word. Isn't that nice? Same with prefixes, by the way. Prefixes, you just add them on. Prefixes are like pre, which means before, like pre-wash. Re means again, like refill. If you have a prefix, you just add it on. Same with consonant suffixes, just slide it on. So here are some common vowel suffixes that we're going to be working with today. There is something to remember about especially 3 of these that I want to address. So suffix full. Does it look weird? It might look weird because that's not how you spell the word full. You spell the word full with 2 L's. That's because it follows the floss rule, right? It has only one vowel and it ends with an FL, S or Z, so you have to double the word full if you're just writing it as a plain word. But the floss rule doesn't apply to suffixes because it's not a 1 vowel word. Is your mind blown yet? So suffix full only has 1 L. But less and ness both have 2 S's. Why? I don't know. They just do. So suffix full has only 1 L, but less and ness as suffixes, even though there's more than 1 vowel, they have to have 2 S's. Let me just show you some examples of these 3 so far. Full. Plateful. I have no idea why that example came into my mind. It's almost dinner time. Plateful. Do you see how I just added it right on? I have a plate full of bacon. I didn't have to drop the E or anything. You just slide that thing right on, and only 1 L. Joyful. Okay, only 1 L. Let's do less. If you are childless. So full, by the way, suffix full means full of. So a plate full is you have a plate full of something. Joyful is you're full of joy. Less means you are without something. So childless is without a child. Mindless is something that you don't need your mind for. Ness also has 2 S's, is like the state of or condition of, like shyness is just the state of being shy. So what I want you to remember about full, less, and ness is that full has 1 L, ness and less have 2 S's. Full, 1 L, less and ness, 2 S's. You're going to need that for the rest of your life when you're going to write those suffixes at the end of words. Full, suffix full has only 1 L. Suffix less and ness have 2 S's. All right, 3 other suffixes that we're going to work with today. Consonant suffixes. S, that just makes a word plural. Shops. Lambs. Yeah, I was thinking, is lambs, is that even, I was thinking sheep is plural without having to add the S, but lambs, you need an S, right? Feed my lambs. Yeah. And Lee. Lee is added to the a lot of words to make them describing words. Usually it'll make a verb an adverb. So it'll be like slowly. So it's how it's done. It's describing how something is done. Quickly. Okay, so Lee, so S is making a word plural. Lee is describing it. And then one more, meant. Meant is another condition. repayment is the condition of being repaid. All right, so the 6 consonant suffixes that we're going to work on today is less, ness, both of those have 2 S's, full, only 1 L. S just makes the word plural. ly is how something is done, and ment is the condition of. All right, let's start learning. Is your mind chock full of information already? 9 minutes in. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so our first word that we're going to do together is, it's getting harder. You'll get it. You'll get it. I'm not going to not teach you this hard stuff because you guys are just as smart as anybody else. Everybody had to learn it at some point. You're just learning it now. So it might seem hard, but that's just because it's new. By the end of this class, it won't seem as hard. All right, so our word is plod plus the suffix ment. Plod plus ment. Let's do plod. Consonants. P, l, a, d. Our a is going to be spelled with just a single O. We don't have to double anything because as long as there's not a vowel here or here, it's fine. Now we're going to add ment. Since it's a consonant suffix, we don't have to do anything except for add it on. Oopsie, let me make that a little better. So plodment would be spelled simply like that. So your word to try is flump, flump plus the suffix ness. Flump plus ness, ness. Flump plus ness. And then put that in the Q&A so I can see it. Flump plus ness. Take your time. Flumpness. And this is an like upper, upside down, up. So the vowel sound is an Feel free to change your answer if you want. Flumpness. Flumpness. There you go, Imelda. Good. Flumpness. Nice for the 2 S's. Very good, Teresa. Flump. So there are 2 consonants after the vowel. Flump. Flump. Okay. And then this is an like under. Okay, so consonants. We have f, l, m, p. Now, a lot of people struggle with this and that's not unusual. That's quite common because it's such a subtle sound. It's not, you don't need a big mouth shape to make it. As a matter of fact, you need the opposite of a big mouth shape. You need the laziest shape you can possibly make without making any muscles work at all in your jaw or in your tongue. It's a very lazy sound. Your jaw just hangs there. It's the laziest sound you can make. So that is a U, and this U can spell the sound right here just fine because there are 2 consonants after it. I want to add suffix ness, so it's going to look like flumpness. How's that with your 2 S's there? Flumpness. Beautiful. Okay. All right, number 2. Pradish plus suffix ly. P-r-a-d-ish plus ly. Pradish consonants. P-r-a-d-ish. So for the A sound, an A will work right here just fine, making its long sound because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. We don't want to double that D. If we did, that A would say ah. So we want it to remain A, so we keep it as is. And then our I can make the short sound right here just fine because there's not a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. We're going to add that li by just adding it on. Pray dishly. Pray dishly. Okay, your word is copend plus ment. Copend plus ment. C-O-P-E-N-D plus ment. Copendment. Beverly, if the rule is CS, consonant suffix, add the suffix. In the word plodment, in plod, the ending is vowel consonant. Oh, you might be thinking of the rule if it's a vowel consonant. You only have to change anything if you're adding a vowel consonant. Suffix, excuse me, vowel consonant, that erase that. That's going to blow all of our minds. A vowel suffix. That's the only time you need to change anything in the base word. All of our suffixes today are consonant suffixes. So you don't have to look at the base word. You don't have to change anything. You just simply add it on. I think that might be what you were referring to. All right, so for copendment, we have consonants k, o, p, e, n, d plus ment. So for this o, it can make its long sound right here just fine because there's already a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. E can make its short sound right here just fine because there are 2 consonants after it. So copendment, copendment would look like that. Good. All right, let's try on your own. Stipend less. Stipend less. S-I-P-E-N-D plus less. Stipend less. Stipend less, without a stipend. Nice. Gorgeous. Look at you. Beautiful spelling. Good. Stipend less. Gorgeous. You guys have got this, and you're spelling them quickly. They're coming in here pretty fast. Oh, Anne-Marie, I love that you knew that that could have been a C spelling at the beginning. I love that you knew that C could make the S sound before an I. So either spelling could be correct. I'm going to use an S right here because it's more common. So our consonants are S, I, P, E, N, D. I is spelled with a long I right here, just fine because of the tab 2 rule. E is spelled right here with an E, just fine because of the tab 2 rule. So stipend less. You just add that suffix on with those 2 S's there. That's the most important part to remember. You need the 2 S's at the end of less and ness. And it means without a stipend. All right, try. Grempund plus the suffix s. Grempund. G, like Eddie. Grem, mouth closed. P, there's that subtle sound. N, d. Grempund plus the suffix s. Grempund. So we're making grempunds. My problem is always I and E, no matter how much I practice. That's such a hard one for so many people. I know it's a struggle. Grem, so this is an E right here. I'll just give that to you. Grempund, making it plural by adding the S. Grempuns. Grempuns. So far, nobody has gotten this letter, so I'm going to put this one in here too. This is an E, this is an A. Grempund. Grempund. Yeah. Nice, Clement. Now make a plural. Grempuns. Add the S. So our consonants, since we already have our vowels here, G, R, E, M, P, A, N, D. Now really look at that word because not too many people got this one. Grempund. When you add it all together, you have grempuns. More than one grempund is grempuns, plural. So, does that feel like a whirlwind? But it's not as complicated, really, when you break it down, because it's simply what you simply learned today is that when a suffix starts with a consonant, you just add it on to the end of the word. Okay, when a suffix starts with a consonant, you just add it on. Suffix full has only one L at the end. Suffix less and ness both have two S's at the end. And consonant suffixes are really kind of a friendly little spelling pattern. They just are nice and simple. Just add them on to the end. So hopefully it seems a little easier at the end of class than it did at the beginning. It doesn't have to be easy, but as long as it's starting to make sense, then that is progress. All right, my friends, we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.